Okay,
All right,
Rico.
thanks, Adam. As Adam mentioned, my name's Rico. I'm the ODP administrator. On the screen, you should be able to see our emails. Mark is the ODP director and associate director of coaching for the state of Illinois. And then Adam Howard's our director of coaching for the state of Illinois. Again, all our emails are listed there. We do have just one office line. It's listed at the bottom. If you have any questions or want to reach out to us, feel free to give us a call. If anyone answers, just ask for the person you're looking to speak to. Again, when it comes to questions regarding coaching or on the field stuff, you'll want to talk to Adam or Mark. When it comes to admin things like the website, registrations, uniform questions, things like that, you can always reach out to me. The best method of communication and the one that we can get through the quickest is email. But if it's urgent and you need to speak on the phone, feel free to give us a call. We're in the office from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, usually 9 to 5 each day. Our Mondays and Fridays we work remote, so it's the easiest to just send us an email. Now, tonight's agenda, we're going to go over facility logistics, uniform requirements, parent information, COVID protocols, and then coaching and staffing. First thing, facility logistics for Rockford. So this is for anyone that's going to be training up in Rockford, which is the groups that are 2004 to 2009. The address is listed there. It's a Rockford indoor facility at Sports Court 2. It's a giant facility, so you won't miss it. You can come in off Riverside. Then there's a huge parking lot right next to the facility. You're going to go in through the main entrance. And then when we leave, there'll be a separate entrance for the players, just so there isn't much crossover between the age groups. All players should enter the facility no earlier than 15 minutes before their session. Okay, so if you get there an hour before, please wait in your car. We don't want people gathering inside the facility until it's time to get on the field. So 15 minutes before, then you'll be allowed in. You'll check in with me or one of our other staff members. We'll take your number on your jersey, and then we will let you into the field. For spectators, you can only enter the field at the start of the session. So if your players are coming checking in 15 minutes before, please stay in your car until they go onto the field. We are on the field at the exact same time that training starts. So if a group starts at 8 a.m., they'll be on the field at 8 a.m. Parents will start entering anytime after that. Again, here's a visual of the facility. The big building there is the actual indoor facility, and we'll be leaving through the closest exit to that facility. You'll see the main entrance there nearest to the parking lot. We'll also publish this on the website and send it out in our weekly newsletter this week. Now, when it comes to the uniform, everyone should have ordered the ODP uniform that was on the website and was in the confirmation email when you signed up. To start off, everyone should start with their blue top. If you're a field player, if you're a goalkeeper, you should start off with your black top. And then just the rest of the uniform should be the same. The only thing that changes colors is the jersey. Well, make sure you have both jerseys with you, because the coaches will have you change when it comes down to different activities. So be prepared to have your extra jersey with you. At the facilities, players can use either cleats or indoor shoes, whatever you feel most comfortable in. So both are allowed at each facility. Now, it's important to know, if you could go back at them. It's important, if you do not receive your uniform by the start of training next week, please wear a blue shirt and bring a white shirt along with it. So that's the most important thing. If you don't get your uniform by next Saturday or Sunday when your training starts, bring a blue shirt, and then you can bring an extra white shirt as well. Now for the parent information. There'll be a brief parent meeting at the start of the ODP session. So once the players are on the field, we'll get the parents together, make an announcement. The coach will come out, introduce themselves, kind of go over the plan for the day, what they're looking at with the players, what they're working on with them, and then just give you kind of that insight so that you guys can understand what exactly is going on. It'll be a quick, 5 to 10 minute just parent huddle. It's not required to attend, but if you're interested in seeing the coach and seeing what the plan is for the day, feel free to jump in on that meeting. This will be right outside of the field at the facility. We've also been sending out a weekly newsletter. This past Wednesday was the second newsletter that's gone out, I believe. Yep. So that weekly newsletter will have updates regarding the upcoming weekend, training times, any changes to the facilities, any important information that you may need. All that stuff will be in a weekly newsletter. If you haven't gotten that newsletter, please shoot me an email, let me know, and I'll gladly add you to the distribution list. But again, it's an important email that we send out weekly. It includes all the updates. Of course, if there's anything really major that changes, like a schedule change, we'll email everyone directly and also include it in that newsletter. We don't anticipate any changes to the schedule, but that was just an example. We also have an absence form. All this can be found on the ODP homepage. The absence form is the form that you want to use if you're going to miss an ODP session. We don't penalize players for missing a session. We completely understand that things come up. There's prior commitments, club commitments, family commitments, all that stuff, especially now with the holidays, vacations. We completely understand. So we just ask that you fill out the form and submit it to us. I will get that email directly from the system, and then I'll just make a note of it on the roster when the coaches get their paper rosters at each session. They'll know that a player is missing. We won't include the reason. We'll just mark them as unavailable. And then that's kind of just internally, we can keep track of that if you're not going to be there. Again, you can find the weekly newsletter. You can find the absence form all on the ODP homepage under the related links section. Now, it is important to understand that we will have COVID protocols. Although the trends have been going down in certain areas, we still need to follow the IDPH all sports policy. Again, I know it's not ideal, but these are policies in place for everyone's safety. So we will be abiding by the rules that are currently in place. You can see there it's listed that anyone that's going to be indoor sports has to wear a mask. Players, parents, spectators, anyone involved, regardless of vaccination status, will have to wear a mask for indoor sports. And we are no different. So we'll make sure that everyone has a mask when you come into the facility. The Rockford Park District will also be enforcing the rules with the mask. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If there are changes to the policy, we will update you guys right away. So any changes, whether it's masks for players or things like that, we'll definitely reach out to everyone and let you guys know the updated status of those protocols. Now I'm going to let Mark take over. He's going to kind of touch base on the staffing, the curriculum, and kind of what to expect at each training session.
Yes, welcome everyone. This is just a quick overview of what we're going to try to do with the players. Every week we'll have a plan prepared for age groups. All of the head coaches will prepare lesson plans, share it with their staff, and everybody should be 100% ready to go and teach them something new every week. So this is just an overview of what we're trying to deliver throughout the whole season. This is in relation to the 7 practices. In addition to that, we'll have events where we play games and we'll have the opportunity to see them play in the 11-a-side or 9v9, depending on the age group settings, and just continue to make notes in order to select players for the main events for the state select team. If you can go ahead to the next slide, Adam. This is just a quick overview. I think we're missing one slide. There you go. This is just a quick example of what's going to happen with the pre-ODP. Because of the development stages of the players, we're dividing the field in 4. And since we have only 4 training sessions, this is how we're going to work with them. And the next slide, Adam. This is who's going to be working with your kids. We're very proud of our coaches, 30+ coaches on the list, and we're still recruiting. If you know someone, you can always recommend it to us. We do require coaches to be experienced, actively coaching in the clubs or colleges, minimum of a C license. And we're proud to say that most of our coaches, all our head coaches, have either A or B license. and the rest of the staff is at least C license at this level. 21 college coaches, and I'm hoping for 2 more, will be on the field with your children all the time, representing all of the different colleges levels, D1, D2, NAA, and junior colleges, both on men and women's sides. During the program, we'll have opportunities to meet. You will have opportunities to meet with the coaches. Well, given the COVID restrictions, we'll try to organize coaches college panels where you can ask questions in regards to recruiting, how to start the process, and get good information from them, because they're currently working in those environments. 10 of our coaches are coaching educators. Out of that, we'll have 3 coaches that are members of the National Staff Coaching Education. 12 of our coaches, which is pretty awesome, became regional staff, working actively with the Region 2, 14 states. 3 of us are fortunate to be head coaches, and we'll also have 4 licensed scouts recruiters that will be somewhere on the field during training sessions. So as you see, there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of different eyes watching your children, taking notes, making sure that we're providing good environments for them, good experiences, and hopefully take good notes, and for the time being, choosing the top players to represent our state in main events. Next slide, Adam. This is just a quick reminder. If you have any questions regarding what you see on the field, regarding the curriculum, if you want to see the training sessions that we've done with certain age groups, you can contact me directly. I have access to all of it because we use a coaching education platform where all of the coaches have to prepare lesson plans ahead of time, share with all of the 80 coaches on the list. So we're all well informed what we're doing with the kids, and we can help each other at any time. But if you need some of this information, reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to discuss any issues with you. That will be it for me. One more thing that I just want to mention, for the first weekend, you might not see some of the head coaches in your huddles because we're actually traveling with the regional teams to the inter-regional event. So besides that, I will be, I'm always available in Rockford, Saturdays and Sundays. You can always find me there 100% of the time. Adam will be always present in Schaumburg. I will try to get to Schaumburg as many times as possible, depending on how quickly I can travel from Rockford to Schaumburg. And how busy I am there. But either one of us will be at the location all the time. Also, Rico and other staff from the offices, all the administrators will be able to help you answer any questions you might have. That's it from me. Thank you.
Marek, there was just one question that came in. I don't know if you want to just address this quickly. If they miss this week, will they be behind?
Well, if you go back to the slide, and I can quickly explain this without going to too many details. You see the training session number 1, we're going to focus on attacking in the defensive third, so playing out of the back. And the session number 2 will be defending in the same part of the field. So even if you miss the first session, you will have a chance to participate in a very similar setup next weekend. So yes, of course, you're going to miss on some information, but with good questions and being active and involved for the session number 2, we'll try to make sure that you have all of the information that we cover in the session 1. And like I said, if you have any questions, I can provide training session for a certain age group and talk to you about what happened in week 1 if you're going to miss the training session. Good question. Thank you.
Another quick question, Marek, was the goalkeeper training. What does it look like for the goalkeepers?
So due to COVID restrictions and other things, and also the way we're changing the curriculum and the way we're looking at developing better goalkeepers, we're changing the structure of a goalkeeper training. At this moment, we don't provide separate day, sort of like a goalkeeper academy like we had, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. But there will be, with each age group, there will be a goalkeeper coach who will be working exclusively with the goalkeepers, helping the other team, helping the other coaches. And that could be a separate, isolated training session in within a team training session with the goalkeepers to go over some basic actions, catching the ball, correcting the goalkeepers. And it's not always happening on the beginning. It could happen at the beginning of the training session, during the training session, or at the end. So they're not left out. They need to train as part of the 11-a-side game. They are part of 11 players playing the game, and therefore they need to be trained that way. But we're going to address some isolated basic actions in order to fix their goalkeeping craft.
Just a couple of other quick questions. Rico, maybe this one for you. Will they need to fill out the form if they're going to be late?
No, you don't need to fill out the form if you're going to be late. Like Mark said, I will either be there in Rockford, or one of our staff members from the office will be in Schaumburg throughout the entire session. So if you are going to run late, just show up, drop off your son, make sure that their son or daughter, make sure that they're ready to go. And then, yeah, we'll check them in and then get them on the field as soon as they get there. So if you're going to be late, you don't have to fill out the absence form. If you're going to be completely missing a session, that's the only reason to fill out that form.
Thanks, Rico. And then the question here about that first event coming up pretty quick. When will players be chosen for that event?
Go ahead, Rico. I think we're only going to address the time that families need to make a decision whether they're going to or not. So that's more.
Yeah, I believe the weekend is the 18th and 19th in December for Indiana. We'll probably let everyone know after the second session. We'll make sure that the coaches are looking for the players, and then we'll have an email out to those players. I believe it's going to be December 6th. Is when we'll notify everyone that's been invited to the event. Yeah, December 6th is that Monday after the second session. Now, if a player is unavailable to attend this, then we'll just move down the list based on what the coaches want to invite. So we may be offering more people invitations later that week.
And then there was just another question in the chat concerning missing training sessions. I think we addressed that already, so I think we're in good shape. So, all right, looks like we're in
Adam,
good
can you
shape.
go back to the first slide so that our emails are listed?
Yep.
So again, everyone, thank you for attending the webinar. It wasn't very long. It was more, we want to get the information out to everyone. Like I said, I will be sending out a weekly newsletter every Wednesday. So make sure that you're looking that over. It'll include all the information that you're going to need for the weekend. And then it'll discuss the upcoming friendlies, all the details for those. So make sure that you're taking a look at the newsletter. Again, if you don't get the newsletter, if it goes to your spam or junk mail, we'll always publish a link to the actual newsletter and email on our website. So make sure you can find that. It's on the ODP homepage. It's IllinoisYouthSoccer.org. And then just go at the top of the menu, select ODP, take you to the homepage, and everything can be found there under related links.
And before we disconnect, I think there was another question in regards to the younger and older, and how many teams will create. So each age group that's divided to older and younger will have 2 state teams selected. And in the event that we can bring more teams, and that happened in the past, sometimes we'll create additional teams, but that's not our plan going forward. Only if that opportunity presents itself, we can think about it.
Perfect. And then there was one other question about this material. We can certainly post this as needed, put it on the YouTube channel as we did record it. So perfect. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it from everyone. We appreciate your time. I'm going to stop recording. I appreciate